rust into paint.
Right, here's how to convert
this is an
rust
easy way if
into
you've got
paint.
areas on your truck like
This
the
is an
Chevy
easy
here.
way if you've got
Has
areas
some
on your
rusty
truck like the
rails
Chevy
down in
here.
the bottom. Has some rusty rails down in the bottom.
So you can see the body's galvanized, but here, this is rusty, and if you're looking at the truck from the side, you see all this rust sticking out from underneath it. It's a little bit chunky. So what you want to do is wire brush all the chunks off. Look at the debris, boys. To make sure you've got it down to just rusty metal. And then wash it with some water-soluble cleaner. And then I'm going to use this stuff. There are different brands, but I know that this stuff works. I've used it on the inside trunk of my car before. So what this does is it's rust converting metal primer. So you just paint this right on the rusty metal. You don't have to grind all the rust off of the metal. You just paint this stuff on, and it goes on and it turns black. And once it's turned black, then you know that the rust has been turned into primer and it's bonded with the metal. And at that point, you can paint it for up to 30 days, they say. You don't want to wait more than 30 days to paint it for some reason, but I think in my case, because it's going to turn black and look fairly decent, I've seen people just use this as paint, you know, just put it on the rusty metal, and it's better than having just wide open rusty metal. This stuff will protect it well enough to last a long, long time, especially on thick metal like this. All right, so I've shaken it up, put it in a bucket, and I'm going to paint it on with a brush. This is relatively simple. The only thing is when it dries, you want to take a look at what color it is. If it dries gray, it means you didn't put it on thick enough, and you need to put some more on, and you should put some more on while it's still tacky. And then if it dries brown, it means it's contaminated with chemicals. It means you didn't do a good enough job washing the rust before you painted it on. And if it turns black, that's what you want to see. All right, looking good so far. Looking down the rail of my truck, you can see it's starting to turn black. All right, here's the after effect. So now there's no more brown rusty rail on the bottom of the truck. Now this is about half an hour after I painted it, and it's already dried up. So you can see now it has turned black and my rusty metal is protected. Now it is latex based, which means no stinky smells, and cleanup is really easy. You can just wash the brush off with water. It goes on pretty thin, so I used maybe a third of the bottle to do this rail, the rails underneath the truck, and then the rail on the other side. So there you go. Easy. This is done in less than an hour. Convert rusty metal to beautiful black primer.